She didn't flinch when the Marine's tray slammed into her back. She didn't raise her voice when he pushed past her, spilling hot coffee down her sleeve. She simply looked up, calm, steady, almost disappointed. Across the mess hall, dozens of Marines froze. And in the next 10 seconds, every single one of them realized the man who shoved her had just made the biggest mistake of his military career. Because the woman he pushed wasn't just another soldier. She outranked everyone watching. And they were all about to learn why. Captain Elena Ward had never cared about attention. In 14 years of service, she'd learned to lead without needing to shout. She preferred silence, observation, and the small details others ignored. Her reputation was sharp but quiet, the kind of officer who could walk into a room and leave people wondering, who was that? She had recently been assigned to Camp Serenity, a base known for loud personalities, tough Marines, and even tougher egos. Elena arrived alone, carrying nothing but a duffel bag and a service record thicker than a deployment manual, though almost no one at the base knew who she really was. Her transfer orders had been low profile, intentionally. She wanted peace, not attention. But peace never lasts long in places built for war. On her fourth morning, the mess hall buzzed with the usual chaos, boots stomping, trays clattering, Marines shouting across tables. Elena stood quietly in line, waiting for her turn, when she felt a sudden shove from behind. Hot coffee splashed across her sleeve. A tray hit the floor with a metallic crash. And a muscular Marine barked, "Watch where you're going, lady!" The hall went silent. Everyone knew him, Sergeant Blake Carver, infamous for his temper and his habit of bullying new recruits. He towered over most men in the room, let alone the quiet woman he had just pushed aside. But Elena didn't react. She didn't yell. She didn't glare. She simply wiped her sleeve and looked up at him with eyes calm enough to unsettle even the loudest Marine. Carver scoffed. "What? You deaf or something?" Whispers rippled across the room. "New girl's in trouble." He shoved her hard. "Who even is she?" But a few Marines who had glimpsed the insignia barely visible on her collar exchanged a look of pure horror. They knew her rank. Carver did not. And Elena still said nothing. Later that day, during drills, Elena walked across the training field to observe. Carver spotted her approaching and smirked, as if eager to embarrass her again. "Lose your way, ma'am?" he joked. But then, Major Collins, the highest-ranking officer most soldiers ever saw up close, sprinted toward Elena. He stopped, stood at attention, and saluted with the kind of stiffness reserved only for the highest-ranking leaders. "General Ward, ma'am. Welcome to the base." Every Marine froze. Carver's face drained of color. Elena simply nodded and said, "Carry on, Major." She didn't even look at Carver. And that was somehow worse than yelling. Word spread across Camp Serenity faster than wildfire. The woman Carver shoved was Brigadier General Elena Ward, a decorated strategist known across multiple deployments for saving entire units through her planning, calm leadership, and fearless actions. She had earned her stars through sacrifice, not politics. But no one at the base knew why she had transferred quietly. No one except the commandant. Elena wasn't there for power. She wasn't there to intimidate. She was there because this base had been failing, morale low, discipline shaky, junior soldiers afraid to speak up. She had been sent to rebuild it from the inside. And she chose to do it quietly. The next morning, Carver knocked on her office door. He entered stiffly, shoulders tense, eyes unsure. "General, I didn't know who you were." Elena raised a hand. "Sit." He obeyed instantly. For a long moment, she said nothing. She simply looked at him the way a leader looks at someone she refuses to give up on. "Sergeant Carver," she finally said, "your strength is not the problem. Your anger is." He swallowed. "You shove people because you don't know what to do with what's inside you. I've read your file. You lost more than most. But pain is not permission to hurt others." Carver blinked hard, as if he hadn't expected anyone to see him so clearly. Elena stood, walking to the window overlooking the training grounds. "This base is broken," she continued, "and I can't fix it alone. I need strong Marines who can lead with discipline, not intimidation. The kind of Marine you could be." Carver's voice cracked. "I'm sorry, ma'am." "For the shove?" she asked. "For everything," he whispered. She nodded. "Then it's time we rebuild this place, together." Over the next months, things changed. Carver became one of her strongest allies, transforming from a feared bully into a respected leader. Younger Marines followed him with new confidence. The base slowly shifted from a place of frustration to one of discipline, pride, and unity. And Elena? She finally found what she'd been seeking, a purpose deeper than rank. A place where her leadership could shape not just missions, but people. Strength isn't in the loudest voice. Power isn't in the highest rank. True leadership is the courage to lift others, even the ones who have hurt you. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the one everyone ends up following.